Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about the various ways that you can highlight a range. In the previous video, we talked about the fact that a range is a group of continuous cells. We learned about the mouse method for highlighting a range. So, for example, if I was here in cell D3 and I had my big fat plus sign, that I could drag down and over to extend my range to whatever I want it to be. So this range would be D3 through F7. So that's the mouse method for highlighting a range, okay? The next method I want to teach you is the keyboard method for highlighting a range. So let's move over to cell C2, and if you hold down your Shift key and then you use your arrow keys, what you'll see is you have complete control, and you could go back, you could go up, okay? You have complete control over where your range is. This method is super helpful if you're trying to highlight off of the screen, because when you use the mouse, oftentimes your mouse just flies to the right and you kind of lose control. But this gives you a nice piece of control by just holding the Shift key. The other nice thing about this method is right now my hands are completely off the keyboard, okay? And I have decided that, you know what, I actually messed up and I want to increase my, I want to add a few rows to this range. I don't need to re-highlight. I can go back and hold down the Shift key and then use my arrow keys, and watch how now I'm going to go down a few more rows. And so now I've extended it 3 rows, and I could do the same thing. I could hold my Shift key down again and then extend my column over to the right. Okay, so that's kind of a cool thing. The other cool thing about that is even if you've used your mouse to highlight the range, so right now I'm using the mouse to highlight that range, my hand's off the mouse, no hands on the keyboard, but now I realize that I didn't highlight the range the way I wanted to. I can hold my Shift key down and I can arrow back and go to say, oh, I only really meant to go through F. So I can adjust the range by using that Shift and arrow key method as well. Okay. The last method I want to teach you is a combination of the keyboard and the mouse. So in this case, I'm going to click on cell G2 with my mouse. I'm going to hold down my Shift key, and then I'm going to click on cell I6 with my mouse. So you can see what I did was I clicked on the first cell in the range with my mouse, I held down the Shift key, and then I clicked on the last cell in the range with my mouse, and that extended from one space to the other. So let's say I want to do D2 through F10. I click on D2, hold down the Shift key, click on F10. Okay, some of you might be wondering, Gina, why does it matter? Why do we need all these different ways to highlight a range? And the answer really is, my job is to teach you all the methods. Your job is to pick the method that works best for you. If you're really good at the mouse, you might prefer that method. If you struggle with the mouse, you might like the idea of using just the keyboard, okay? Or some of you might like the combination of the two. I use either the mouse or the keyboard pretty interchangeably depending upon, you know, what I'm doing. And I really do like the feature of, you know, once I have the range highlighted, that I can manipulate it to be whatever I want it to be by just using the keyboard, okay? So that's why I think it's important to teach each of those methods. Okay, that's it for this video.